Hi Radhika,
Hi, sir.
how are
Good
you?
morning, sir. I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm good. So let's start. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Radhika. I'm working in intelligence technology as a Java developer trainee. I have approximately 1 year of experience, and I'm working as a backend team. Recently, I'm working on a dummy project, or you can say it's a project. It's a real estate project where I'm designing some of the APIs, which is really required to make the REST APIs and all, and where we have designed address. We took actually a address module where we have designed some of the logic like the user can come and search the locality nearby three address locations, nearby station or nearby metro station or nearby cities, whatever the field the project demands.
Okay.
I have designed that thing. Basically, I'm upskilling myself with all these dummy projects, which is required to my uh, to my profile, to improve my profile and everything. I think, yeah, that's it.
Okay, Radhika. That's good. So can you differentiate about final, finally, finalize?
Yes, sir. Final is the, as the name suggests, this is the keywords. It's itself like giving the name like final. So where we will define a final keyword. So basically we use in the case of variable or in the class. So we can't inherit that properties to other class. So basically here we are stopping ourselves if we put a final keyword. Now talk about on the finally is the keyword we use in the exceptional handling where we when someone is like handling code by when someone is like handling a code or not handling the code in a proper way. So finally is the keyword which will execute your the flow of the program. Finalize is the method over here. So when we create any object, or let's suppose we don't want that required field, so before going into the garbage collection, it will like clean up the activities of our program. So finalize is the method we use in this sense. I think it's all about finally, and finalize keyword, finalize method,
So,
sorry.
okay. So let's suppose if we are applying final at method level, so what will happen?
See, at the method level, if we are applying final keyword, so again the method is final. So we can't inherit that method in the child class. So let's see what happens in an inheritance. That means the child can inherit all the properties of the parent class. So if the parent already finalized that method, means nothing has to be changed in that method. So we can't inherit that properties. So I think
Okay.
whatever I have read, I know this.
If we are applying at class level, then
Sir, again at the same time, if applying at the class level also, na, so we can't inherit that class also, na. So if we are applying at the class level, finally keyword, so that final class can inherit the other class, but the child class cannot inherit the final class method. So I think, as I already told you, final is the keyword here. Like it's something is already final there, so nothing has to be improved over there.
okay. So let's suppose we are making a class A as a final. So in this A class, we are having four methods, right? So
Mhm.
public static like this, or some an instance method, some static method, and some default method. So it will be, then it will be what happens, like it will be automatically going to final, or it will be public or default like this. at method level?
Sir, at the method level, I think if the class is declared final, so basically we are restricting all the methods in the class itself, na sir?
Okay.
Whatever I have no, I think.
Okay. So you want to say like we can't override that method or right?
Yes, yes, of course, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Radhika. So what is immutable in Java?
Immutable, as the name suggests, I think it's immutable. We can't change. So I think string is the one. It's an immutable object. So we can't change that object or the variable of the object. So I think I know the immutable like that only.
Okay. Anything else? Suppose if you want to uh, change in a string, then what will be happen?
Sir, what actually what I know, like as I told you, it's a example of string. So let's suppose I'm assigning one value to the string, that is let's suppose Radhika. So and so here again I'm assigning another value. Let's say in another variable, it's a Radhika itself name. So what we are doing here, we are basically we are pooling of that string reference variable. So what is happening here, we are like comparing the we are here not comparing the characters of the string, we are comparing the size, basically a memory. So I think this is something, it's come whatever you are saying, like what is immutable means. So we are not changing the basically the memory of that object. So it's we are just referencing basically, yeah, we are referencing to the same object, memory object.
Okay. So tell me, can we override static method of a class?
Static method of a class.
Class.
No, sir. Static method we can't override because static. No, sir. Static method we can't be override.
Why?
Why? Oh, I will tell. Static method. So I think a static method can't be override. क्योंकि सर you see in the basically for static method at the run time we want kind of dynamic binding. So static methods because see, method overridden, what we are doing mostly, we are like method overridden is something like the name is no yeah the name is no, the method overridden, I think the parameters are the same. So basically we are inheriting the property from the parent class. So static method itself we can't do that, I think, sir. Yes, sir, not I think, I'm sure, sir.
Okay.
Because different parameters have the same name in the same class or subclass. So I think static methods can be can be yes, sir, it's static methods can be overloaded but not overridden.
Okay. So what is the mm, polymorphism in Java?
Polymorphism has the same name, has different identity, sir, is the polymorphism.
Okay. Anything
I need
else?
to explain, I need to explain more.
Yes, yes.
Mm, so polymorphism just as sorry as like again polymorph the same name has the different entity. Sir, like just say, what can I do? It's like call like parent had some like just say, like parent has a diabetic problem. So what the child did, so there might be a possibility child can have that type of problem also in future. So I think this is all about polymorphism.
Okay. What is constructed in Java?
Constructor.
Yes.
Whenever we are creating an object of that class, so JVM call the default constructor. So to like to give the identity of that class, we call the constructor.
Okay.
More, sir?
Yes.
Do you want to elaborate? Okay. Constructor. So basically, as I already told you, na constructor, whenever we required to create an object of that class, so that is used to create the instance of the class. Constructor is almost similar to the methods, but constructor doesn't have the class name. And I think these are the some functions, the constructor, or whenever we are going to create it's like elaborate functions. I know like parameterized constructor, default constructor, or like that, sir.
Okay. What is a checked exception and unchecked exception?
Checked exception. Okay. Checked exception are something we need to check at the compile time. So and the unchecked exception means it's come at the time of runtime. So basically here I will elaborate with an example over here. Let's suppose I have to sit in an exam, and let's suppose my mother is putting me pressure that you have handled that pen or whatever the materials is required to attend the exam. Basically, so compiler here giving you a hint, kind of hint, that means you have checked all your necessary stuff or not before sitting in the exam. So that is the checked exception, and unchecked means be checked at the runtime. So I think that's it.
Okay. Any example for that?
Example.
Yes.
So an example, let's suppose in our system we are trying to find any file. Okay, let's suppose the file name is any name, it's a file.txt or abc.txt, it's a file name. So if we are trying to get that file, so compiler here you will tell you that file might not be in your system. So
Okay.
that type of exception you have to handle at the compile time. So your the normal flow of the execution will continue and
So
without
we
any interrupting. Yes, sir.
which type of exceptions we need to handle?
It's a file not found exception. Compiler will show
Okay.
file not found exception if you are not handling. And if you are handling nicely, your rest of the program will execute in a very, in a very good manner, and runtime. At the runtime, you won't get any type of exception because you already handled that exception.
Okay. Uh, uh, I'm mm, okay. So let's move in multi-threading. What is thread?
Multi-threading. Multi-threading. Uh, Multi-threading basically, we are doing in a daily or practical life also. We are doing, many tasks, share the same task or the memory location of the process. So I think where we need multitasking and all. So if I will explain in detail, it's a multitasking. Let's suppose how I can give a one proper example. Let's suppose we are doing one task, or if we want to distribute that task in two ways without interrupting our main task, so there we require a multitasking. A task can be anything. Let's suppose mm, let's suppose parent is doing something, and parents want to distribute some task to the child. So child can work independently in the same way. Let's suppose here like you are giving the task to the team. So we are using different system and all, and we are differently performing that task. So the task can be in a different way, so without interrupting the main task. So I think this is multi-threading or a thread kind of thing. We are creating a thread object like that.
Okay. What is a array list?
Array list is a group of individual object. The list of a group of individual object.
What is the difference between linked list and array list?
Mm, Array list and linked list. As the name suggests, so array list uses as array, and a linked list use mostly. Basically, in array list, sorry, I couldn't have much clarity of this. Like whatever I have read earlier, I'm letting you over here. Array list uses an array, so it's a very short insertion order, or you can say it's a slow insertion order, and we do. If we require a deletion over here also, so we do a slowly. And in the linked list, I think it's allowed for fast insertion, and deletion also it will be fast. uh, and another thing, I think memory, yeah, not I think, I'm sure it's a fast for random memory. And sorry, array list is a fast for the random memory. And it's a linked list, obviously it's a slow random access.
Okay. So you worked on Spring Boot also, right?
Yes, sir. Little, sir. Whatever, sir, I'm doing practically little.
So
I'm
tell me
getting it.
about some annotations which you are used in Spring Boot.
Spring Boot. Okay, so annotation. Let's suppose it's a JPA entity. Okay, so it's a at the rate Lombok. So basically, it reduces the boilerplate code. We use at the rate getter, at the rate setter. So all getter, setter, all args constructor, and at the rate no args constructor. All comes in the at the rate data constructor to get the property of the class, or whatever we want to set the property. So we use getter, setter, and all. So these are all called like encapsulation. And when we are going in like see controller, we control. So the very first we use at the rate rest controller, so it gives the like rest end to make the rest endpoint. Then we are using a http request endpoint, so at the request mapping, and inside this we are using some, inside the quotation we are giving that endpoint. And later on, if we are adding some entities or values, uh, whatever we required according to our project, so we are using at the rate post annotation. Similarly, if we want to get something from that API, so we are using at the rate get annotation. Similarly, for the deletion, at the use at the rate deletion. For update, at the rate update we are using. And again, if we go in the repository section where we can save our data, so to basically to store the values in our database, so where we are using at the rate repository annotation. Then repository contact to the service class. So in the service class, we are using @component annotation over there to scan the component of that field. And when service class to implement the basically service class mainly is an interface. So interface is the something which gives abstract methods. So to implement those abstract methods, so we use a service implementation class where we write already we wrote the business logic in the service class. We need to elaborate more in the service implementation class. So there we use service annotation. So I think, and again it's according to the demand. So I think these are the common steps we deal when we deal with Spring Boot to make any of API.
Okay, that's good. So what is a dependency injection?
Dependency injection means dependency injection we require that dependency in our project, basically kind of library be required in our project to deal that to deal that it can be a server or it can be any kind of dependency which we require to deal our project in a very fancy manner. So for that we go a Maven repository website. So there we can get easily all the dependencies related with our project or with our Spring Boot project. So basically it gives some kind of support to our project.
Okay. What is primary key?
Primary key is the, as the name suggests, is like gives the prime location, means like it's like annotated primary key. It's like key already annotated, the number one. So it's a prime location, you can say. Later on it will go like serial wise.
What is a foreign key?
Foreign key again, foreign key, see, when we do entity mapping and all there we required a foreign key. So primary key means this is the like main table, and inside the main table we are like accessing other table. We did mapping or whatever the field we required of that class. So there we use a foreign key. So in the one table, inside of one table there can't it can't be yeah, inside of one table there won't be two IDs now. So it's one will be the primary key ID and another will be a foreign key.
Okay, Radhika. So I'm done from my side. Have you any question?
Thank you so much, sir. If you're done, then I'm super happy. I will wait for further what you think about my interview and all.
Okay.